Alright guys, it don't happen no. Simon Ekpa appeal court decision don't shock Nigerian government and Finland. And I understand that Nigerian government never saw this coming. You see? Instead of these people to go to the root of the matter, then they drag Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all that. And those of you when they rejoice, make una see say table don't they turn be this. So my people, I'm going to drop this video for you. Go watch and together. You understand? This video that you're about to watch concerning Simon Ekpa's case or appeal court, decision in Finland, it will shock you. My people, man not be God. You understand? Man not be God. And always they talk this matter. Always they talk this. They say, who they fight Biafra? I pity you, because Biafra is a spirit. Who they fight spirit? You they fight with you, they say. Now you go enjoy yourself. Okay, guys, let's quickly hit this video. Okay, I will be right back. Thank you.
Today is the 8th day of September 2025. Today is Monday, the 8th. And today is the last day that Simon Ekpa has to file an appeal to the appeal courts challenging the verdicts given from the district court that sentenced him to 6 years in prison. Today is the last day, according to the laws of Finland, that he has to file that appeal, or today will be the first day of his sentence officially because of the expiration of that appeal. And today may mark the beginning of his court sentence, of course, in the jail. And I want you to calm down and watch this video to the end, because we are going to be revealing a lot of things to you. In fact, to put it very clearly and direct, Mazi Simon Ekpa has until 4:30 to file that appeal, or the case is finally closed. If you have been following us for some time, you would have been observant to see that we have tried our best to do lots of videos to expose weaknesses in this case, mostly from the Finland government side, talking about why we think that an appeal would be a very wonderful decision, to take from the lawyers. We have done extensive research to that, and we have pointed it very clearly that if Simon Ekpa appeals this case, there is every possibility that he's going to walk free. And that was done with lots of evidences. Now, with all the silence going on in the camp of Simon Ekpa as regards his lawyers and advisors and families and friends and groups, and all the quietness that has been going on for some time, the big question is, has Simon Ekpa actually filed for appeal or not? For this video, we will be answering that heavy question. So watch this video to the end, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Then turn on, click on the bell, and select that one that says all to get notified whenever we release a video. First of all, I'm going to be taking you into an in-depth study to see how appeal works in Finland, and how also the methods to file an appeal successfully in Finland. Let's go. And this is the appeal procedure after a district court judgment. Now, in Finland, after a district court issues its judgment, the appellant, which is the defendant, must declare their intent to appeal within 7 days. This can be done either orally or in writing, and must be submitted to the district court that issued the judgment. If this declaration of intent is not filed within 7-day window, the district court decision becomes final and non-appealable again. Now, once the intent to appeal is declared, if he appeals, the appellant must file the formal written appeal within 30 days from the date the judgment was delivered. This appeal is addressed to the Court of Appeal, but submitted via the district court. If the appeal is not lodged within this time frame, it is inadmissible, and the district court's decision stands as final. Now, listen. If there is no declaration within 7 days, the decision of the district court is final. If no appeal is filed within 30 days, even if intent was declared, the appeal cannot proceed and the judgment is final. Now, the appeal document must clearly state that 1. Which points of the district court judgments are being challenged. Also, it must state the requested changes to the decision that it wants. Also, it must state the grounds for those changes. Also, it must present evidence to be presented and its purpose. And optionally, and also a request for a main hearing in the Court of Appeal. The appeal court also follows specific instructions attached to the district court decision. Now, listen very carefully. Now, how is an appeal filed in Finland? This is how exactly the appeal is filed, a step-by-step guide. Listen very carefully. Now, the first one is where should you appeal to? Where do you appeal? Now, the appeal, valitus, is always submitted to the district court that issued the judgment, not directly to the Court of Appeal. Mark that. In Finland, it is that court that gave judgment that you appeal to, the district court. The district court then forwards it to the appeal court. Now, also, what is the method of filing the appeal? The appeals can be submitted, 1, in person at the district court registry. 2, by post. 3, by fax or secure email. Electronic filing system many Finnish courts now accept appeals electronically. Now, what is the timing, the time frame? It must arrive within official working hours of the district court registry on the day, typically from 8 a.m. to 4:15 local Finnish time. If sent by email, fax or post, it must reach the country's registry before deadline expires, not just sent before. And for this case, deadline is 8th, today, Monday, 2025. Now, confirmation. The court will usually send a receipt of filing if delivered electronically or stamped confirmation if delivered in person. In person. Now, if you try to submit an appeal after office hours on the 7th day, if you submit an appeal after working hours on the 7th day, like which is today now, it will be too late, even if you sent it by email, in the night. The safe practice is to file during working hours, if possible, before even the 7th day. So at least the intent to appeal or full appeal before deadline expires. Now, since we have established the fact that Simon Ekpa needs to appeal at the district court that gave judgment, I'm going to also tell you about that particular district court, which is Päijät-Häme district, because sometimes these district courts have their own methods, depending on the state it is from, the region it is located, and the time in there, and their own local procedures. So this one I must tell you now is the Päijät-Häme district court. How does that particular court that he's going to appeal to, how do they operate? Now, filing an appeal. The district court registry, which is Kejamo, where appeals must be submitted, accepts filings, via in-person delivery during office hours, by postal mail, by fax, by email, using the official registry email address of that particular, court. The email using, which is paijat-hame.ko@oikus.fi. That is the email of that court, applicable for general filings, including appeals. Each decision from the court includes specific appeal instructions, which is valitoso sutus, that detail which submission methods are valid for the particular case. Always check those. But broadly, email submission is permitted. at least to the registry, unless explicitly disallowed in the instructions. Now, what is the filing time for Ekpa to submit the file in that particular court? It must be within office hours. Timing matters. The filing must reach the registry during working hours, which are 8 o'clock to 4:15 p.m. local Finland time, Monday to Friday. This means that even if an appeal is sent by email outside those hours, it may not be accepted. The key is when the court receives the filing, not when the filing was sent. Always aim to ensure delivery within those hours on the day the deadline falls. This is a step-by-step guide I thought every one of you out there should know these processes. And look, it doesn't look any difficult to me. It just depends on the intention of the person involved if he should proceed or not. In fact, to me, I thought it was even very easy because you could just receive a judgment from the court at the moment and decide to remain there and file the appeal. The Finland government actually made it very easy for defendants to just file the appeal there and then in the court instead of going to the appeal court to file the appeal. That particular court can handle everything for you so long as you have made up your mind to file the appeal. So there is no excuse for not filing an appeal, or not. Since you can remain in that court and still file the appeal for the appeal court, they are the ones that will send the documents and the files to the appeal court on your behalf. So there is no excuse for delay. There is no excuse for, any excuse except, it's a personal decision or not. And that brings us to why we are here. Has Simon Ekpa filed an appeal at this very moment? And I'll give you the answer. There has been lots of rumors, different corners, saying that Simon Ekpa has decided to file the appeal, going by the pressure that has been mounting for him to do so. But up till today, there has been no definite information from his camp. It looks as if, the camp are running a very, very tight, and a closed, camp, because there's been less or few or little information coming out from Simon Ekpa's camp ever since this trial started. That is very, very disturbing because he has a lot of followers, millions of people who look up to him and who are also praying for him, wishing him well and wishing him, a release from the prison. So I don't see any reason why information from Simon Ekpa by now is very difficult, to pass by. Knowing very well that Finland is not like Africa where people are being hidden here and there. I believe he has every right, to speak to people to understand what he's going through. So I don't know if it's part of the agreement he had, not to speak to the public or say anything that may tarnish, his case or whatever. But this is not about that. This has to do with a step that will guarantee him, freedom. A step that will see that this problem is passing through actually is looked into to the point that it might see him to be released from the prison. And when it comes to appeal, I believe that by now, people should have known what his mindset is. Today is the last day, and we are yet to hear a concrete information as regards his intention. All we are hearing is mere rumors. Mere rumors. So to make it very clearer for you, there has been no publicly verifiable confirmation, either from the Finnish courts or credible media that the 7-day declaration or the formal appeal documents have been submitted yet by Simon Ekpa. The only information available so far is expression of intent, not evidence that the procedural steps have been completed. Therefore, as of now, it is not confirmed that Simon Ekpa has formally appealed the district court judgment. That is exactly where we stand as I'm talking to you. And as I'm talking to you now, I am still pressing the right buttons, checking the right corners, and making the right calls to give you the best information that you can ever get, knowing very well that this is deadline day for Simon Ekpa to make his final decision on the appeal. In fact, once today expires, there is no longer room to appeal in Finland. So I hope, and we hope, of course, as you hope, that definitely the right thing is already being done as we speak, because I know very well that sometimes this thing can be done behind our back. We may not actually know when it's being done until later on. So I believe that as I'm talking to you now, the right decisions are being taken to make sure that he takes this case forward and decides, the right thing to do for himself. But as long as we are concerned, we'll keep on being here pressing every day to expose the dirty secrets, to expose the illegalities, and to bring to limelight to the world to see what Simon Ekpa is passing through, at this particular time.
All right, guys, we've all heard it now. So what's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Please drop your comment below the comment section. Thank you. Share this video, let it go viral, and bye for now.